Welcome to the Namibia Annual Sports Expo. My name is Limba Mupetami. We have a host of interviews lined up for you guys from different federations in the country, just speaking about, just some of their success stories, highlights of what they are busy with, and so much more. This is, of course, just to inspire those that are out there who would like to join some of the clubs from these federations. And of course, for people just to get, general information about what these federations are for. Please stay tuned. Good day and welcome to the Expo. My name is Limba Mupetami. In studio today, I'm joined by Mr. Andre Pienaar from the Namibia KENDO Federation. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you very much, Lynn.
Now, just tell the viewers out there maybe who you are and just the management of the KENDO Federation, maybe just briefly.
My name is Andre Pienaar. I am the president of the Namibia KENDO Federation, NKF. The organization is a sports organization similar to all the other martial arts. Kendo is not very widely known. Ken means sword in Japanese, and do is the way of, so the way of the sword. So you have Ju-do, Aiki-do, so the do is the way of. I was interested in the sport, became interested in 2014. I visited the Japanese embassy and I requested to have an interview with the attaché about cultural issues and specifically Kendo. After having had the meeting for about an hour, he announced that he's a fifth dan Kendo player.
All right.
And then Kendo started in Namibia. So I trained with Hamada Sensei for more than a year. And then we had that as an extracurricular event after the karate class. I've been doing karate for in excess of 40 years now.
So most probably you are a black belt right now.
Yes, for both
fantastic.
Kendo and karate.
All right. So when was this code established in Namibia?
In March of 2015.
So it's quite new.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And therefore we don't have that many students, and that is not the aim of Kendo. It is not only a martial art, it's a fencing. It's Japanese two-handed fencing where you use the sword, Kendo, and basically it spreads word of mouth. And we started with a senior core group, which is still there, and we have a lot of interest from children. So the kiddie class is doing very well at the moment.
All right. Now, with Kendo in Namibia, what are just some of the things that are happening, you would say?
Like any business, I suppose, you start very small, and that is what we're doing with the assistance of the NSC. We have now acquired a dojo. We have a place where we train every Tuesday and Thursday from 6 to 7 for the kiddies, and then 7 to 8:30 for the seniors. In the process, we hope to have enough Kendo players eventually to have a national team and to also branch out to the coast and to the north.
Fantastic. So that is maybe now you just covering some of the plans that you have for the sport.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. All right. Now, some of the success stories that you have had so far with the code in Namibia, maybe just some of those highlights.
Being that young as a sport code, there's not much to brag about, except that maybe even during this very trying COVID times, we had exemplary support from the parents, from the students. They kept the club afloat during this time, and when it was possible to start training, we were adequately equipped for training because we wear bogo or protective clothing. And for exercise, we could train kata, which is a set form, And we then also, we use weapons, which make sure that people are staying far away from each other,
Yeah.
to keep the social distancing.
All right, just talking about some of the protective wear that you put on.
Yeah.
So say, for instance, if I wanted to join the Federation, is that something that I have to buy as well?
Yes, we have donations from Europe, so the club supports the beginners with the shinai, the bokken. Also, we have the hakama, which is pleated pants, not a skirt, and the kendo gi.
Yeah.
So this is what they train in later on, and you can train for more than a year with a basic. Then we buy the armor, and most of that gets imported from Japan. And we have a special dispensation also with the assistance from the NASE with regards to import VAT and taxes, etc. So, but then we use the men. It is the same as the visor for to protect the head. We have kote, which is the glove, also very much padded and protected.
And maybe just going through some of the I don't know if I should call them swords. Maybe you can just show some of the viewers the type of swords that you use.
So clearly the sport originates from the katana, and this was worn. You had two swords worn by the samurai.
And that looks quite sharp.
But yes, but we wouldn't use this other than for kendo, for kata practice. So when the samurai trained with the sword, I think there were a lot of fatalities and a lot of serious injuries. So then they started and they developed the bokken, the longsword tachi, and kodachi, which is the short sword. Both of them were worn exactly the same as the old samurai. But even that, please, this is not a stick, this is a bokken. When this is used, it could also give you serious injury. And then when we train, we use the shinai. The shinai is a bamboo sword. It depicts the back of the sword, also have the hand protection, and this is the way that we use the sword. So we start from age 5 up to a very senior age. I only started kendo at the age of 60.
Yeah, I'm quite interested. I mean, it looks like a sport that you could, just some sort of therapy for a lot of people, I would say.
I think it is a more of a chess or mind sport than a full contact sport, and people think, oh, they're hitting each other with sticks all the time. This is about the respect for your opponent, respect for your bogo, respect for your dojo, a lot about respect. Also, when you get hit, for instance, you stop and you bow. Unlike jumping around and doing air punches, it's different.
Okay, Mr. Andre, now the registration process and maybe just some of the fees that are involved for people who might be interested in joining the Federation.
We have a Facebook page. We also have a website, so it's very easy to pick up Vintu Kendo Club from the Facebook page. And what fees are concerned, it's a joke at the club because we have to pay the dojo, so they're paying rent contributions rather than fees. So I'm not charging a fee. You pay a $300 a month rent contribution, and we train on, as I said, on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Fantastic. Now, that is Mr. Andre from the Kendo Federation, the Namibia Kendo Federation, that is just showing us some of the swords that they use to practice and so forth. So if you're interested in joining, the information is right there for you, and quite a very, it's a beautiful discipline, I must say. Maybe just to add before we close off, why should people, people who are maybe watching right now, why come through and join Kendo?
I think Kendo is to uplift the person, the spirit of the person, and also the discipline. Also, Shen Tai, good form, and good breathing, and good exercise. And it gives you an outlet, and you learn about another country's culture. So there's a lot involved. I probably need more time for that. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Andre Pienaar. Well, KENDO Federation, if you are watching, please join them. And thank you so much for watching.
You know, a few weeks ago, I would never do this on a Saturday morning. Back then, I was standing in line all day. Now it's just like that.
You are using the FNB banking app like I told you.
Girl, it saved my weekend. Now I can do all my banking on this.
Payments, transfers, checking statements.
Even opening accounts.
Just like that.
Oh, did I tell you what my husband did?
Even me, I want to save time with the, what's the name of the app?
FNB app.
Don't be left behind. Make the switch to the FNB app, online banking or cell phone banking, and change the way you bank to change your life. FNB, how can we help you?